As you can see, the Ramsey show is ending.
This is James Child, producer of the Ramsey Show. Did you know the Ramsey Show is one of the most popular podcasts
Live
in the
after
world?
show with
Subscribe
chat
or follow today wherever you listen to
on
podcasts.
my channel right now. Alright, now I'll get rid of that. I typed it into the chat there. Had forgotten. Fun times for me, because I had just, what did I do? I had forgotten to plug in my mic. I could have used the, I think the webcam mic is okay. So I guess I could have used that, but I had time. But I did forget to turn off the fan and to get my drink, so we'll be right back. Okay, back. What up, Clay? Let's see. What do we have to type in here? Schedule a financial coaching consultation. I spelled consultation one time. And that would be at https://ramseycoach.com/coach Steve Money. There we are. Email me, coachstevemoney@gmail.com. Alrighty, what up, AJ? Yeah, his name was Mark. He said it was previously like Day Tripper and then some numbers, which I remember. Let's see, what other thing did I forget? Oh, donations. Can't forget the donations. https://paypal.me/coach Steve Money. Alrighty. Where are my notes? Right there. Alright, I guess we'll go ahead and get going here. No songs came up today that I thought of. So, live from Columbus, OH. It's the Ramsey Show Aftershow show where we talk about the Ramsey Show YouTube chat and the people in it and all things financial and whatever else I would like to talk about. I'm your host, Coach Steve Money. I'm a certified Ramsey Solutions financial coach, also Ramsey Preferred financial coach, and you can schedule a free consultation assessment at the link that's at the top of the chat there, and that, or just type in ramseycoach.com/Coach Steve Money, and you can just schedule it. If you have any questions about scheduling that or about anything else on my channels or anything, CoachSteveMoney@gmail.com. Would love to hear from you. You can reach me on Instagram and the Twitter at Coach Steve Money, no spaces, and donations. If you'd like to donate to the channel to make it better, that would be paypal.me/Coach Steve Money. Alrighty, let's see. Let's check on the chat. Thanks for the IOs, OBS. Clay and AJ talking about guns and flashlights. Where did Tisa come in? Oh, there you are, Tisa. I see you. What up? I didn't see you before where you just said hi. Sorry about that. Hobbs is correct when she says, do not forget to like and subscribe. And you can click on the notification bell. That way you get alerted to when I ever do a live stream. Alrighty, today's hosts of the Ramsey Show were Dave Ramsey and Dr. John Deloney, friend of the Aftershow and author of Redefining Anxiety. And I promise I will be much nicer to him if he ever comes back into this chat again. Definitely. How about a market report? And it is up today. How about that? Up across the board, being led by the small cap Russell Index, which still has some ways to get back to anywhere near the high. Let's see, we talked about it yesterday. Let's see, 6 months, year to date. Let's see. Looks like what, March 15th was 2360. And as you can see, that's a little wavy there. Little wavy, little roller coastery there on the small cap. Alright. And let's see, the S&P 500 up 0.15% and NASDAQ up a little over 0.5%, which makes those, since they were records yesterday. Was NASDAQ a record yesterday? S&P was, I know. What did NASDAQ make it? Let's see, 5 days. Oh, it's down today, actually. Okay. Oh, no, that's the one. That's not right. August 24th. There we go. 1495. Okay, so... Oh, so this cracking 15,000 for the NASDAQ is all today. Got it. Let's just make sure that that's, yeah. So, okay. So that's a new record for the NASDAQ as well. See, we're learning together. Let's see what else we have to talk about. Crypto, the last call on the Ramsey Show. Was a lady that was scrambling to get, to find money for her down payment, so she didn't lose $14,000 in earnest money in the in housing in a contract that she was in. So might have been a little bit too much house for her, dog. $750,000 house, and she made 130, and she was, as I say, she was struggling to get the 10% down on that. As you can see, all of crypto's down today. What about the dollar? Dollar's down there. See, it's the euro is up on the dollar, so dollar would be down to the euro. Dollar up on the yen, though. Down to the pound, and down to the Canadian dollar, and down to the Australian dollar, mate. Let's check. Market's good in Asia, in Europe, mixed, looks like. So we'll have to see what tomorrow brings. Let's check back in on the chat. Clay Jones says, wait, Dr. D was in the chat? Yes. He and the mod showed up one time, and it was right after we got inundated by trolls that same week, I think, maybe. And so I thought it was perhaps trolls, but it was not. So he wasn't in. They weren't in that long. It was the day Clay. It was the day the lady called where she was trying to get away from her boyfriend, and her boyfriend was holding her baby over by the car while she was on the phone with Dave. And I think Ken was hosting with Dave, I think, and John Deloney just happened to be walking by the studio, and so heard that call, and then he talked to the lady. After that, Tina Scher, what up? Queen of Sheba in the house. AJ asks Tina, he said, I know you're EDMX2. Thank you for adopting my my name for it there, my naming convention for that, AJ. But have you reached butler status yet? And of course, EDMX3, apparently a possibility at some point soon, is what I heard. Yeah, that was pretty crazy. That was a crazy day altogether, Clay. Tina says, AJ, yeah, I call him my 12-year-old. So she's going to make the Prince of Sheba do any butler-related activities. Inching closer every month to EDMX3, not EDMMM. That's too many M's together. I like EDMX3. For those of you that are able to get to that. Alright, let's see. What other kind of stuff do we have to talk about? Oh, why don't we stay on crypto? Coin. Oh, breaking. Stock futures are flat after S&P post record close. So we talked about the record close that it did today, and so that just means the futures, which is the after hours trading, are flat. That means they're not like continuing to go up, but anything could happen by open tomorrow. So. But this from CNBC, Coinbase slammed for what users say is terrible customer service after hackers drain their accounts. And this is just going to be more of the same stuff. Like one more thing in the fact that it's not. This is why it's not accepted, widespread acceptance yet, because you got situations where this can happen, and so let's get some details. CNBC interviewed Coinbase users across the country and found thousands of customer complaints against the company. The interviews and complaints revealed a pattern of account takeovers where users see money suddenly vanish from their account, followed by poor customer service from the company. Coinbase's customer service has been primarily via email, and many customers say it is hard to reach representatives and that they have not been made whole for their losses. A lot of companies like that, unfortunately, where they choose to do business by email and even make it hard for you to even find a phone number to call them. Former employees say the company's customer service practices shifted over time, with representatives struggling to keep up with demand. That I can see that happening. It doesn't make it right, but that's at least one reason that could be happening. Spokesperson for the cryptocurrency exchange said the company is working on customer service and soon rolling out more support channels. Alright, let's just get a couple of details here. For Tanya Vidovic, it was a moment of panic. She had received a series of alerts about someone changing access to her cryptocurrency account, and she realized as she stared at her computer screen that nearly all of her $168,000 in holdings was gone, vanished before her eyes. She was stunned. Nearly 4 months had passed, and it has yet to sink in, she said. Tanya and Jared Vitade jumped into cryptocurrency investing in 2017 and watched their funds nearly quadruple over the 4 years. Vitade used Coinbase, the country's largest cryptocurrency exchange, for their plunge into the virtual currency. On exchanges such as Coinbase, users can deposit US dollars and trade them for cryptocurrencies such as Bitcoin and Ethereum, which the couple purchased. I looked into Coinbase and it seemed like it was one that everybody used and trusted, Tanya said. The growing investment was a welcome boom for the Safety Harbor, Florida couple and their 3 children, but in late April, Tanya, a firefighter, opened up her computer to a barrage of security alerts and password change notifications. I signed on to the crypto and I said, it's gone, Tanya said. The Vitades tried to contact Coinbase, but they couldn't get anybody on the phone. Interviews with Coinbase customers around the country and a review of thousands of complaints reveal a pattern of account takeovers where users see money suddenly vanish from their account, followed by poor customer service from Coinbase that made those users feel left hanging and angry. Making the issue even worse, cryptocurrency transactions cannot be reversed, according to the FBI. Experts say once criminals access an account, funds can be drained in minutes. And this, again, is why it's not, widespread accepted. Coinbase, which went public in April, has a market cap of $65 billion, has more than 68 million users in 100 plus countries, more than 2,100 full-time employees, probably needs to be more than that with that many users, and $223 billion in held assets, according to the company. Hopefully Coinbase going public and having its direct listing is going to be viewed as a landmark moment for the crypto space. CEO Brian Armstrong told CNBC in April when the company went public, people no longer need to be scared of it like in the early days, and apparently that is not true. Let's see what we got here. Former employees told CNBC the company's customer service practices shifted over time, with representatives struggling to keep up with demand. Let's see. Like the Vitade, Ben, a Virginia resident who asked that his last name be withheld. Let's just say it's been trying to think of I can't think of a good funny one. I was going to think of a funny one, but my mind went blank as soon as I said, let's make up a fun one last name, and then I couldn't think of anything. And so I didn't want to be crude. I could have done the not crude one, or the crude one, but I didn't want to. Said he saw thousands of dollars vanish. He logged into his Coinbase app in March, verifying his identity with two-factor authentication. Okay, and if you don't know what two-factor authentication is, that is where you have to type in your password on the site, and then plus the site then sends a text to your phone or to an app on your phone that has a code on it that you also have to put in to get to it. And more places are going to be requiring that, I think, because it is more secure. But in this case, it wasn't, because over a 4-minute stretch, almost 35,000 in various coins disappeared from his account, he said. In response to his frantic email, Coinbase told Ben his computer had been hacked and there wasn't anything the company could do. I really am baffled, he said. It just seems to me that Coinbase did absolutely zero research and just said, hey, yeah, sorry. The CFPB responded to one of Ben's ensuing complaints with an answer from Coinbase's regulatory response team. The email noted that transactions on the blockchain are irrevocable and said Coinbase's insurance policy does not cover theft from individual accounts. I think for widespread acceptance, it can't be like that. It can't be transactions irrevocable because people make mistakes. Getting a little chilly in here. Turn it up to 79. It was 77. I'm getting chilly. Which is masculine, I know. Where were we at? Oh, irrevocable, yeah. So, I mean, I would think that would have to change. Because people make mistakes and accidents like this do happen. There's no credible or supportable evidence that the compromise of your login credentials was the fault of Coinbase, and as a result, Coinbase is unable to reimburse you for your alleged losses. Eventually, the company sent a $200 credit, telling Ben, your Coinbase experience and your wait for a response to your formal complaint was not up to our standards. Experts say SIM swapping, where fraudsters seize control of a victim's phone number and SIM card through their phone company, is to blame for many of the cryptocurrency thefts. The problem with SIM swapping and cryptocurrency is the moment you lose access to your cell phone, professional hackers will steal all of your money in less than 30 minutes, said David Silver, an attorney who focuses on cryptocurrency. All right. His firm represents the Vidovics. I think that's Vidovic or Vidovic. Probably Vidovic. Most people who contact me would tell you it's poor customer service. They're being almost victimized twice because they themselves have almost no ability to contact Coinbase and deal with them directly. They're forced to retain professionals. Let's see. Senior Director of Security Strategy for cybersecurity company Cato Networks says he's seen cyber criminals on the dark web discussing how to break into accounts, including those of Coinbase users. Once the hackers break in, they put them up for sale on the dark web. He said while credit cards sell for a few dollars, hacked Coinbase accounts can sell for $100 to $150. These exchanges have to invest in security if they want to take it seriously, just like the banks have done and have learned the hard way. Yeah. When the attacker withdraws those funds from the exchange, that's not a transaction you can take back. Yeah. So it's going to have to be able to be reversed. In this reporter's opinion. Let's see. Complaints abound on Reddit and Twitter as well. Reddit and Twitter are the names of those places. Imagine that, complaints on Reddit and Twitter. That's a shocker. Let's see. Well, that's probably about it for this. Many new and existing customers are experiencing delays in their response time. Coinbase acknowledged that on January 15th. We recognize this is frustrating. This is not the experience we want for you, our customers. In a blog post, yeah. So proud to report we're doing much better with customer service, but there's always more to do. Company would not disclose how many customers' accounts have been taken over by fraudsters or total amount it has refunded as a result of hacks. Added that since customers have a two-factor authentication at the minimum to access their accounts, only a small number, less than 0.01% of our customers have been impacted by account takeovers. Marcy Preble, a California-based marketer, said Coinbase did credit her account the approximate amount of her original investment, but she said that was after months of a nightmare of what seemed like endless emails. Alrighty. Any thoughts, kids? There are probably some thoughts already in the old chat, but I can't see that at the same time. I can make it so I can see it at the same time. Why don't I slide this over here and then I can do that. Okay. And there, let's see, what were they talking about? AJ's wife, third interview today. Good luck, AJ. Two-factor can be a pain in the butt sometimes. Do it, Queen of Sheba. Do it. She has it on her son's 529 plan account. AJ asking about something that came up in the Ramsey chat today about what state did you do your 529 through? Sid is... What up, Sid? Good to see you. Sid is making OT bags. Congratulations on that. Securing the bag is always... and Tina did not go out of state for her 529. And you could... you can apparently use other states. 529s. It's not like they must not have a thing on it like insurance where you can't buy insurance across state lines. Team says the biggest choice you have to make is, do you want a set amount or just want to put as much as you can in it? What up, Faith? Thanks for joining us. A set amount, you're basically making monthly payments to yourself or to your kids' education, so it's a little bit better than making car payments or for, what something stupid people would buy. Stereo system, TV, stuff like that. Let's see, however much you can, you're making your own amounts each month or year, however you want to do it. AJ might set it up on auto draft, keep him honest. That's, hey, if you know yourself, you know yourself. And you know what's better. I like to be involved with my investing, so I do it all myself. I don't have any of it on auto. There's not gonna be a time I'm gonna forget. Trust me. I don't have any time to forget. I need to get it all in as soon as possible. Tina got to choose the aggressiveness of the funds, though, which is nice. AJ doesn't want to steal from his kids for getting lazy or seeing something shiny that month. Are guns shiny, AJ? Your guitars? What else? Okay, nobody had any thought about the Coinbase hacking, except for, who was it that said, AJ was up again today in the market, as pretty much everybody was, I would think. I think somebody said like it sucks or something like that. And AJ said that sucks, and then he went on to it, and then they went on to their own conversation, which that's happening. Yeah, AJ confirms that guns and guitars and other things that start with G are indeed shiny to him. So, Judy Pine, that's okay. Better late than never. Absolutely. Even our Mega Millions money guy is against crypto. You have a Mega Millions money guy, Tina? Excuse me. Let's see. Let's go back to this one. This means it's going to start playing. No, it's not. Okay, but basically the estimates for July home sales were 5.8 million and the actual ones were 5.9 million. So it was up a little bit. And that's a 1% increase from June to July. Oh, seasonally adjusted annual rate of 78,000. 708,000. Yep, still the rate was 27.2% below the July 2020 estimate of 972,000. All right, they're estimating it that far ahead of time. I guess they would. Why wouldn't we? Anyway, this was the point of this one. New home sales rise 1% in July. So we did the Coinbase thing. Here's a warning from Yahoo News. Israel crisis serves as a warning. Ultravax Israel's crisis is a dire warning to America. And the massive surge of COVID-19 infections in Israel, one of the most vaccinated countries on earth, is pointing to a complicated path ahead for America. In June, there were several days with 0 new COVID infections in Israel. The country launched its national vaccination campaign in December last year and has one of the highest vaccination rates in the world, with an 80% tile. On that, above the age of 12, fully inoculated. Maybe I'm getting it. COVID, most Israelis thought had been defeated. All restrictions were lifted and Israelis went back to crowded partying. They have a link to Israelis went back to crowded partying. And praying in masks, free venues. I'm not going to click that. Fast forward 2 months later, Israel reported 9,831 new diagnosed cases on Tuesday, a hair-breadth away from the worst daily figure ever recorded in the country, 10,000. At the peak of the third wave, more than 350 people have died of the disease in the first 3 weeks of August. In a Sunday press conference, the directors of 7 public hospitals announced they could no longer admit any coronavirus patients. With 670 COVID-19 patients requiring critical care, their wards are overflowing and staff are at breaking point. I don't want to frighten you, coronavirus czar Dr. Salman Zarka told the Israeli parliament this week, but this is the Daily. Unfortunately, the numbers don't lie. That's not a fun time right there. But that's basically the deal. So, sounds like Israel might have relaxed the rules a smidge too early. Oh, it did say, where was it? The principal causes of the current particular dominance of the extremely infectious Delta variant, which was carried into the country by Israelis returning from foreign vacations during the weeks in which Israel dropped all restrictive measures, along with the worrisome decrease in vaccine efficacy after about 6 months. So, yeah, that's, I guess, how that happened. Even more importantly, though, McDonald's runs out of milkshakes amid supply chain issues, and this would only be in the UK. And you can tell that this is the Guardian, for one. For two, shortage of lorry drivers. I believe that's just like a truck. Reportedly blamed for issue affecting 1,250 outlets in England, Scotland, and Wales. And let's see why. Shortage of lorry drivers owing to post-Brexit EU immigration rules, COVID-19 restrictions, and self-isolation guidance. Burger chain is said to be working hard to restore the items to the menu as soon as possible. Last week, Nando's, never heard of it? You ever heard of Nando's? Was forced to close about 50 restaurants because of chicken shortages. Blame staffing shortages at the suppliers and also a reduced number of lorry drivers. KFC said recently supply chain issues meant it was unable to stock some menu items. Alrighty, let's see. Matty Bags, what up? His channel is the Blackstone Rookie. And he thanks everybody that has watched his new video. And Maddie Bags, you might want to try one, if you haven't already, try one landscape instead of portrait. So it's not like that. You know, you want to film it like a movie. AJ says the GGG stands for the guns, guitars, and his girls. Things that are shiny to them. Yep, just called him today to get some money transferred. Tina Shear says, oh, talking about the Mega Millions money guy. Why do you call him the Mega Millions money guy? Does that have anything to do with lottery? We're adding a wood insert to our fireplace. More efficient heat in the winter time. Alright, well, I guess what the queen wants, the queen gets, right? AJ thinks about playing around with crypto every now and then, but I'm a pansy when it comes to investing. Yeah, alright. AJ has to bounce. It's going to take some garlic, onions, and potatoes. Let them simmer for a bit. Open up a brat, throw it in, then finish it with some scrambled eggs and serve as tacos. That sounds yummy, AJ. He's not sending any this way. I can see. The Queen of Sheba, I think she's still on step 2. She had hot dogs and mac and cheese. That's all right. There's no problem. Which is just fine to do. You're not required to spend money just because you have a little bit of money. Mega Millions money guy is just our investment guy, our financial guru, if you will. That's not his name though, right? That's not his brand name, is it? Mega Millions money guy. Like, I mean, that's almost something like I would have chosen. I mean, I did consider it whether they would be professional enough to be Coach Steve Money, but Money Coach Steve was taken, unfortunately. Otherwise it was going to be that. And it sounds more fun too, and I'm like a fun guy, so why not? Tina says no, that's not his branding. Okay. Here's something else the kids are into, and another thing that Dave took a call about today. Dave and Dr. John Deloney, friend of the Aftershow, took a call about it wasn't a Chevy Bolt, but it was a Tesla that some guy wanted, and they were calling about that to try to see if they were going to go into debt to do that, but they could afford it without going into debt. So Dave said, get the car if you want it, but don't go into debt for it, obviously. But then, of course, he did say, you don't need it. You don't need a electric vehicle just because of all the press and all the whatever is going to save the planet stuff. Worried about gas prices, any of that stuff. That doesn't mean you need an electric vehicle, and especially that doesn't mean you need it right now. But anyway, from ArsTechnica.com, GM requires batteries are hard. I don't know what that means. Oh, I guess that means like math is hard. GM recalls every Chevy Bolt ever made, blames LG for faulty batteries. 2 simultaneously occurring defects will cost $1.8 billion to fix. And let's see, GM has announced it's recalling every Chevrolet Bolt made to date, including new electric utility vehicle models, over concerns that a manufacturing defect in the car's LG-made batteries could cause a fire. The Bolt was first recalled in November after 5 cars that had not been in crashes caught fire. After investigating the problem further, Chevy recalled a second batch in July. Problem was traced to 2 manufacturing defects that could occur simultaneously. The defects, a torn anode tab and folded separator, created conditions that could lead to a short in affected cells. So far, the company has identified 10 fires that involve faulty batteries, according to an AP report. So, and that has happened in some, I believe some Teslas have also had battery fires as well. Clay Jones is picking up half-price Sonic cheeseburgers tonight. How are they half price? Is that regular for Tuesday, Clay Jones, or you got a coupon or something? And also, do you say coupon or coupon? Tina asks, what was up with the guy who got into an accident and then was on the phone with Dave an hour later? Queen of Sheba has a Chevy, not a Bolt though. You got an electric? Got an electric Chevy there, Tina? The guy who got in an accident and then was on the phone with Dave an hour later. He did get in an accident, and then his dad was telling him, don't call your insurance because then your insurance rates will go up. You should just take care of that out of pocket. And then the kid was wondering why he got insurance for then. And Dave explained to him maybe his dad was thinking more about his situation where he probably has a more expensive vehicle and a more expensive insurance policy with a higher deductible than the kid does on his insurance, and so the kid needs to look into that. And so that was the deal with that. And the guy said he ran into a tree, and so it was never determined why he hit the tree. So some people in chat were wondering about that as well. The Queen of Sheba has an Equinox, 10 years old and going strong. Paid for, obviously. No vehicle debt in Sheba. Once again, I call her the Queen of Sheba because of a movie called Bye Bye Love from the 90s, I think. Early 90s. Where Randy Quaid's character calls his ex-wife the Queen of Sheba, somebody that's known for extravagant wealth and spending. He called her the Queen of Sheba because she spent the child support money to get new tires for her station wagon. Get new tires on the child support mobile is what Randy Quaid's character called it. Anyway, funny movie. We laughed, we cried. I recommend it. Highly recommend it. Paul Reiser is in it from Mad About You, and Matthew Modine, who was in... I'm trying to think of what movie. He was in... I think some movie where he was an athlete. I can't remember any of the movies he was in. Anyway... But also, Elijah Dushku plays Paul Reiser's daughter in that, so very good. One of her earlier roles there. Let's see, The Ascent here, Motley Fool service. This is a Sydney send, I believe, and 40% of Americans making $100,000 live paycheck to paycheck. Report by Brittany Myers. Big income doesn't always mean they're looking at their bills and saying, look at what? The guy is saying, now what the heck did you spend this on? I thought it was funny. A big income doesn't always mean a worry-free budget. For years, study after study has shown that many, if not most, Americans live paycheck to paycheck, meaning their income and expenses barely add up each month. While plenty of headlines promise better personal finances with a higher income, it might not be that simple. Unfortunately, it turns out that money doesn't necessarily buy financial security. According to one new report, 40% of U.S. workers earning $100,000 or more are still struggling to break out of the paycheck-to-paycheck cycle. To folks managing to get by with significantly less, it may seem strange that $100,000 might not be enough for many families, but the cost of living in the United States has long outpaced the average growth in income, even for folks making six figures. Also, without reading more, a lot of times also what happens if you start making a lot more money, and most of the time, people will... See you, Tisa. Thanks for stopping by. A lot of the time, when people start making more money, they will start spending more money. So, and the idea is that's fine, but first you want to get into a situation where you are up to what we in the Ramsey world call baby step 4. That means you have no debt other than your mortgage. If the only debt you would have left would be your mortgage, you have a 3 to 6 months emergency fund, 3 to 6 months of expenses emergency fund, and so then at that point you can start spending more money. But until then, if you make more money, the money needs to either go to pay off the non-mortgage debt or to put in that 3 to 6 months of expenses emergency fund. And so, you do get that done first. But a lot of people don't do that. That's just like the doctors that come out of college and they're making a ton of money and they still have all those student loans, but they start spending money. So that could be a reason. But also what they said is, the rising costs. If you have your inflation happening and so forth, that's going to contribute as well. And also this says housing has been a growing source of pain for many workers, and it also goes for six-figure set, as they often have to live in pricey metro areas to keep those high-paying jobs. Have to. And it's only gotten worse during the pandemic, according to popular housing platform Realtor.com, as friend of the Aftershow, Dr. John Deloney, who has 2 PhDs, says Realtor. The median rent for the 50... Love you, John. The median rent for the 50 largest metros was $1,575 in June of 2021, an increase of 8.1% from the previous year. That marks the highest rents ever for 44 out of 50 of the largest metro areas. Of course, if you're stuck in New York City or San Francisco, prepare to part with nearly double that modest one bedroom. Rents that high mean you could easily spend half your net income or more just on rent. Even if you're pulling in $100,000 before taxes, it makes saving up your own mortgage seem impossible if you can't leave the city. Dave Ramsey says you do not get a pass on math no matter where you live, even if it's on the coasts in New York City or California. You do not get a pass. Or the DMV, which is very, very pricey. Tina Scher says it's good to see Dr. D feeling better. Absolutely. Well, he just said he got furniture. So was he sick or was he at home enjoying his furniture? That's what I want to know. I kid because I love. Let's see. Everything else more expensive too. Healthcare costs, insurance, food. By the time you paid out every bill, even a six-figure salary can seem small. And that's before you add in the ever-increasing costs of trying to raise your kids. Yep, cell phone bills. I mean, internet, cell phone bills. Some of the stuff though, you're getting, if you're getting a new iPhone every 3 months, that's going to be more expensive than you need to be paying for a cell phone. Lifestyle creep. Here we are. I knew I was right about it. Lifestyle creep can also be an issue. I'm going to see what that looks like on the screen here. Probably the same way. Oh, it looks gray. Oh, it changed to gray after I went away from it. Okay. Whoops. Lifestyle creep can also be an issue. All of this isn't to say that everyone, I got an itch, sorry, that everyone making six figures a year is struggling with just the basics. Some number of folks living paycheck to paycheck may be dealing with a simple money mismanagement or the effects of lifestyle creep. Essentially, lifestyle creep is when your income increases, but so does your frivolous spending. It can often happen so gradually and seemingly harmlessly that it can be hard to notice until it gets out of control. Need some itch cream. You have to go to the pet store and get some, I guess. For example, a new promotion that comes with a raise could mean extra savings, but that new promotion may also come with extra networking expectations that mean you're spending more time eating out or traveling, or maybe you need to dress the part for your new role. Updating your wardrobe rarely comes cheap. Even something as innocent as splurging a little on a new or even used car can be a much bigger hit than it would have been a few years ago. According to Kelley Blue Book data, the average sticker price on a new car hit an all-time high last month when it reached $41,263. Will a remote work revolution help? Let's just see if it will. If those jobs stay remote, something workers are increasingly demanding, then there could be a wave of workers heading out of expensive metro areas into more affordable towns and cities. Right. And that migration could have potential trickle-down effects. Metro areas could get more affordable as property owners compete for renters. It could also enliven smaller towns that have been struggling to keep afloat in a city-centered economy. But also, jobs may pay you based on where you live as well. They have the opportunity to do that as well. So if you don't live in their expensive city that their building is in, they could say, oh, well, you don't need that much money then. And then down at the end of the article, you put a cashback card option in there so that you can do that. And as you can see, even when you are at the top of the article, to the right here, shows this as well, which you can click and read the review of it. Is it a review or is it an ad? You be the judge. Tina Scher is out. Clay Jones is out. Let's see. Oh, he wanted to answer the question. Sonic cheeseburgers are half price every Tuesday. At least that's what the email I got said. Oh, okay. Cool. Maybe I'll run out there. I don't even know off the top of my head. I think the closest one here is 15 minutes. That's not bad. I'll see if it is. Yeah, all right. Do we have anybody left in the chat? I don't even know if we have anybody left. Everybody. Oh, Judy Pine didn't say she was leaving, so. Judy Pine says, more money equals math, not changing behavior. Oh, more money equals math, not changing behavior. I get what she means. Let's see, what else do we have here? Let's see. Upcoming streams. Ramsey Show Aftershow show every weekday at 6 p.m. Eastern Time, right after the Ramsey Show YouTube video ends. And so tonight is Tuesday, and normally there would be a board gaming with Steve and Glenn. That happens most Tuesdays, but not tonight and not last week. My friend is, I believe, at a board gaming convention. Something really fun, and maybe we'll get a report on that next Tuesday. So we can see how that goes. And in the morning, sometimes the Ramsey Show mod does not have the show posted by the time I get to work at 10 a.m. Eastern Time. And so if he does not have it posted, I will post a stream just for chatting. And that happened 5 times in the past, like 2 months. So it's not that often, but sometimes he just doesn't post it until later in the day. And as far as other streams, let me see what we got here. Probably a Madden one or a tech support one would be the next one that I do. Especially if I update the roster. I don't know that I'll have time because I'm still moving. So that's why we're going to be light on streams. The Ramsey Show Aftershow show is still going to happen every weekday, 6 p.m. Eastern Time. But if I do another Madden update, if I update my roster, which is a good chance I will update that roster before the season starts, which I think is the next time EA Sports will update the actual game roster, the official roster. And so I probably will, so I may do a quick video on that. That, or for tech support, I go on to the Reddit and go to the tech support subreddit on there. It's reddit.com/tech support, and I sort by new and look at the questions on there, and I answer them, using all of my 25 years of experience, computer repair experience. And I read their problem and I see what the reason for the problem could possibly be and the ways to fix it, things to try to further diagnose it, that kind of thing. And one day, where are we at? Video gaming. One day, my lovely daughter and I will play another game. We played this game. Mute that. It Takes Two, and it took us 13 episodes to do a complete playthrough of it. And we're these dolls, and as you can see, split screen. She was one character. Oh, this part was hard to figure out what to do, but we figured it out eventually. So, as you can see, look, there's the Queen of Sheba right there. There's Sydney right there. But yeah, so we will play another video game again one day, once I ever... Again, I've been working, I've been moving, in the process of moving since since for 10 days. Haven't been, some days when I work both jobs, I haven't been able to do that much, so... Alright. And so that's about it, except for the Ohio fact of the day. Yesterday we talked about, wasn't it, Goodyear inventing vulcanizing rubber. And today we have Roy J. Plunkett of New Carlisle, Ohio, which is... right here, and let's see where that is. I have no clue where it is in the state. I'm looking for something that looks familiar. Dayton, there's Dayton right there. Springfield, called, and that means Columbus is this way to the east. So yeah, it looks like it's right there, and there's Columbus right here. So that's where that is. And what that gentleman did was he invented Teflon in 1938. And Teflon is a brand name for a synthetic chemical called polytetrafluoroethylene. And it's used to coat a variety of products because it's waterproof, cuts down on friction, and creates a non-stick surface. Teflon has been used since the 1940s, and it's found in everything from heat lamps, bulbs, to fabric protectors. Alrighty. It's commonly known brand name is Teflon by Chemours, a spinoff from DuPont, which originally discovered the compound in 1938. Well, I guess Mr. Plunkett, if both of these facts are accurate here, both of these, this is Wikipedia, so you never know, but I'm going to assume he was working for DuPont when that happened. Alright, let's do another check on the chat, and we got nothing. Alright, I guess that means that'll be it. Tomorrow, what did I say tomorrow was going to be? A millionaire hour, and so normally they do that in the third hour. So, and almost always Dave Ramsey is there for that, so I would assume he would be there, co-hosting with someone, and perhaps George, maybe. And so that's going to be in I would expect the third hour tomorrow. I think it's usually in the third hour, the millionaire hour. And that's about all I got. Check the notes one more time. Make sure to leave out anything. Check Google Finance. Here's your text box. Oh, Apple actually down a very little today. Alphabet, which owns Google. Microsoft down almost 0.75%. Amazon up. Facebook up. Tesla up. Oh, the economy could be getting help from positive news on the Delta variant. Well, let's do that since that's a breaking news an hour ago, which wasn't there when I put the show together. If the recovery is going to continue, thanks to CNBC here, not for the recovering economy, but for this article, it will need Delta to fade, and there are signs that the tide might be turning, albeit slowly. Google mobility data helps underscore the uneven nature of the recovery as well as the slow but steady path higher. Alright. Delta is really just causing a loss of momentum rather than pronounced economic weakness, and there is good chance that it will be pretty short-lived, said Jefferies economist Anita Markowska. Alright, okay, I'm waiting for actual positive news instead of just one person said it would be alright, probably. If it keeps going, it should be okay. I want to see more than that. Cases are continuing to rise, but at a slower pace. I guess that's good news. Better than if it continues to rise steady. Consistent pace is the word I was looking for. Better than consistent or a higher number. But this may not be much comfort with the national rate still around 150,000 new cases a day. But it's giving rise to hope that business and consumer activity can keep the economy on track toward pre-pandemic levels. The percent increases in cases and hospitalizations are declining each week, indicating progressions toward a nationwide peak. Okay, well, That's a health policy research analyst at Raymond James, said that in a note. You think he passed that note to his classmate in front of him? Yes, I think I'm very funny. While a few days later than predicted, the southern states were initially hardest hit by the Delta variant, appear to be peaking or have peaked. Well, that would be good. Alright, I'll look at this and see if there's anything else exciting to come out of this article for tomorrow. And that was my phone. It's somebody on YouTube. Maybe I got a YouTube, let's check. Maybe I got a YouTube comment. Nope. Jimmy from Bright Insight is posted a new video. He found something in Peru. I like I'm into like ancient history stuff, so and he's one of the guys that talks about that kind of stuff on his channel. That's Bright Insight. His name is Jimmy. Alrighty. Oh my gosh, it's 7:07. I was off 7 minutes ago. I need to get out of here. Thanks so much, everybody, for watching and supporting me and liking and subscribing and grazing up against that notification bell. You don't have to smash it like so many YouTubers will tell you to do. You can just graze it. And thanks so much for continuing to watch. And if you have any questions about anything, about scheduling with me, or any questions about anything on my channel, any of my types of streams at all, CoachSteveMoney@gmail.com. Donations, paypal.me/CoachSteveMoney. I promise you I will only, even though this is almost empty, I will only spend that to make the channel better. I won't buy more Diet Coke, for example, or video games or anything like that. And if you just want to go ahead and schedule something with me, it's free financial coaching consultation assessment, you can do that at ramseycoach.com/Coach Steve Money. ramseycoach.com is on the Ramsey Solutions server there. Alrighty, so you guys have a good night. Oh, and let's go back there, and I'll say make smart financial decisions every day. See you tomorrow. Have a good night.